Imagine launching your dream business only to realize that the name you've chosen doesn't accurately represent what you are or what you stand for. What follows will be a feeling of disappointment, frustration, and missed opportunity. But what if I said, or rather what if I told you that there is an actually safe way of avoiding that problem? That in fact you have the power to choose a business name that could not only sound good, but also embodies the essence of your brand and set the tone for your future success. Choosing a business name, choosing a business name that reflects what you stand for, reflects your brand, will increase the chances of your success as far as the business is concerned. Now, how do you go about doing this? Well, there are a number of things you can do, and in this video, we talk about those things. So number one, identify your brand values. Start by thinking about the values and principles that your brand stands for. What sets your brand apart from others in your industry? What is your brand promise? I mean, if somebody says the name of the business is Green Earth Solutions, then you don't really expect that business to be dealing in fossil fuel. I mean, there is nothing green about that, right? And also you don't expect that business to be one that doesn't really care about the environment. So definitely with that name, you sort of just think that about the business. Number two, consider your target audience. Just because you're sentimental about the name that you came up with, I mean, you love how it sounds, doesn't really mean that the public is going to look at it that way. It doesn't also mean that the people that you're selling to are going to look at it that way. So your sentiments at this point don't even matter. Think about the people you want to reach with your brand. What type of name would resonate with them? A name like Fit Nation, okay? So what is your business? Well, my business is called Fit Nation. What do? They supply pizza. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, with a Fit Nation, you're thinking, well, this has to be, what are the people who, the people who are doing business there, or the clients to that business are obviously people who are considerate about their health. Hence the name Fit Nation. I mean, it doesn't tell you anything about, calories and all that stuff. I mean, that's the whole point, okay? So a name like Fit Nation tells you that the people that business is serving really are interested in their health. Now, number three, keep it simple. So a simple name is obviously easy to remember and easy to, remain in people's memory, which is something that you want, because how do people even get to search you? Simple. They go to Google and then they type in. And so if your name is complex, they're not going to, you're not giving them homework. So it isn't homework. You want them to buy from you. So you don't want them to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to type your name. So that is the reason why, or in this case, your business name. And that is the reason why you want to keep it simple. Remember, there are tools that can help you to achieve this. So speaking of online presence, Namecheap has you covered, okay? Once you have a name in mind, you can use a tool like Namecheap to check the availability of that name and decide on which domain extension you want to buy. With the wide range of available domain names, easy to use website builders, and unbeatable prices, Namecheap gives you the power to create a website that stands out from the crowd. Now, whether you're starting a new business or rebranding an existing one, Namecheap has everything you need to make your mark online. So if that is something that you are struggling with, okay, just use the link in the video description, go to Namecheap, check out the name. If you love it, look at the domain extension, is it .com, .whatever, okay, .net, .org, buy it, and now you're ready to go. Number four, make it unique. Just because we say that your business name should be simple, doesn't mean that your business name should also be common, all right? I mean, Google, Uber, Bolt, Lyft, these are simple names, right? Except they aren't really common now, are they? So that's the thing you have to remember, okay? It's simple, but it's also unique. Your business name should be unique and easily distinguishable from other brands in your industry. So you can combine words to come up with something unique. You can, the point is just be creative. And in the quest of, uniqueness, or the pursuit of uniqueness, make sure that it's still simple. So don't forget that. Number five, check for availability. Because you're trying to brand, so you have to remember that for the most part, you want a name that is going to be applicable across all the platforms that you're using to get your clients. So you want a name that you could use the same name in YouTube. You could use the same name in, say, Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff. So it kind of is disappointing if you come up with a name. It's nice, it's simple, it's unique, it's catchy, and then somebody already has that domain name. They don't have the kind of business you have, but they have the same domain name. And so now you're like, so what am I going to do? Well, at this point, you can try to buy it from them, except it will cost you more, especially if they can sense that you're desperately in need of that name. And that is where checking for availability of those names before you even start registering it is important. And as I told you earlier, you can use Namecheap for that. So just go to Namecheap. Click on the link in the video description. It will take you there. And then you can check availability of such name, buy the domain, and cool. Now you're in operation, right? Anyway, number 6, test it, okay? Once you have a name, try it out. Ask friends, ask your relatives. Basically, ask the people who are likely to tell you the truth. Because sometimes you go and ask your mom, or you ask your dad, or you ask your brother, and these people love you, right? So they're sort of doing this math. Do we tell you the truth and risk offending you? Or do we just lie to you and then you still remain our friend? Which is what they're likely to do. And so now you're out there happy with your name, which is kind of pointless, really. So just go and do your research. Rather test it with people who are likely to tell you the truth. So they shouldn't be lying to you. Next, consider the future. Your business name should be flexible enough to accommodate any future changes or expansion to your brand. If you're starting a technology company, a name like Tech Innovations gives you room to expand into other areas in the future. So to sum it up, identify your brand values, consider your target audience, keep the name simple, make it unique, check for availability, test it, and think about the future. So if there is any question at this point, okay, do let me know. You can ask that in the comment section. You can use any of our social media platforms to ask a question. I'm Moses, and I will see you in the next video.